Hello and welcome to another ultrasound tips and tricks session. This month we're going to be talking about ultrasound confirmation of central line guide wire prior to dilation. This should be a relatively quick segment, as most of you are most likely familiar with this technique and are doing confirmation of line placement. I just wanted to go through a couple images and talk about what we need to save on ultrasound versus what we don't need to save via ultrasound. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you what I like to do. I like to perform the central line using ultrasound as usual. And the way I do this with ultrasound is after I'm done placing the guide wire into the skin, into the vein, at that point I have an assistant take a picture of this while it's in the long axis so I can see the guide wire entering through the skin into the vessel and then specifically not entering into something like the carotid or down into the soft tissues. This is done for me after I've placed the line. It's not being done in real time. So at this point, essentially the needle is out and just the wire is sticking out of the patient's skin, and I have time to kind of calm down and just take some pictures of the target wire in place. This is a really nice view in the long axis of the wire entering into the internal jugular vein. You can see it's very clearly coming in through the skin and then landing at the internal jugular and kind of hitting down to the bottom. So what is actually required and suggested for medical legal purposes and for documentation and good patient care? Well, really just a single shot showing the wire in the target vessel. It can be in the short axis like this, or it can be in the long axis like this. It doesn't really matter. All you're trying to show is that your wire is in the target vessel. No one really cares what orientation it's in. I also want to cover what's not required for this confirmation. In this picture, you can see the needle going into the IJ. You actually don't need to show the needle in the vessel, and you don't need to show a video of it approaching the vessel and entering the target vessel. Those have been deemed by ACEP as in real time potentially dangerous to be focusing on the needle placement and taking amazing photographs. And so this is not a requirement, and I actually urge you not to attempt to show the needle in the target vessel, as it can be distracting. So to summarize, do your central line like normal. After you're done throwing in the wire, take a quick picture of it in the short axis or long axis, whatever you prefer, to show that that wire is in the target vessel. After that, throw your probe down. You're done with it. Go ahead and dilate your catheter and go proceed with your central line. It's that simple. Documenting this can be very useful for medical legal purposes, and it's good for patient care.